Hey guys, I'm installing a leveling kit on my 2020 Ranger. You can see it here. Got about 6,000 miles on it. I've had about 4 months. But I hated how it was lower in the front than the back. You can see here from the front, it just kind of angles down a little bit. So here's a slightly different angle. You can tell it's definitely down a little bit lower in the front if you look at the spacing right above the wheels. So this is the factory ride height here. And here's another view of the other side coming up. And then I wanted to show you the measurement. So here's the back tire. And then here's the front tire at 6 inches clearance. So I've got the truck jacked up and ready to go. And I wanted to show you the kit that I'm going to be using really quick. It's called Zone Leveling Products. Really simple kit. It's literally 4 pieces inside. There's 2 spacers, 2 rings, and then there's 6 replacement nuts, and that's really all you need. I paid, let me see, I paid $49.95 for the kit plus shipping, so it was $53.32. I got it from stage3motorsports.com. Pretty good website. This is the only specialty tool that I had to purchase. It's a spring compression kit. I got it on Amazon for $26.95. No shipping because I'm a Prime member. So $26.95 comes with the nice little case and everything. Even though I only plan on using this once, it's worth the 26 bucks. So again, this is the only specialty tool you'll need. Everything else is just stuff that I had from my ratchet set in my garage that I just use to do very basic maintenance. So you don't need any advanced tools for this upgrade. Alright, we've got the front driver's side tire off, and we're about to remove this bolt and this bolt to move those brackets out of the way. Alright, we've got these 2 brackets out of the way, and I just put the bolts back in there so they'll stay. And then we're going to remove this one next so we can pop the whole knuckle down. Alright, so we've got this nut off, got the knuckle down and out of the way. It just kind of, when it comes loose, it just kind of goes down into the back and just sits there. Nothing's under tension. This brake line is fine. So now we're going to remove this clip and probably this clip with a screwdriver just to get this sensor line out of the way. And we should be able to get right to our strut. Sensor line down out of the way, and it's just hanging there, no problem. And then we're going to use a 15mm deep socket to get to these 3 bolts here. We're not going to undo the center bolt in the middle, that one with rust on it. We're just going to do the 3 outer bolts, nuts, rather. Alright, I've got those 3 15mm nuts off. Now I've got the lower part of the control arm supported by a jack. I'm going to let that down. That should take the slack out of this spring and should be able to let us drop it out. Alright, I've got the top of the strut out of that kind of socket it sits up into. In order to do that, you do have to kind of bounce the control arm up and down to get it worked out of there, but it is possible. This strut, and we should be able to pull it up and out. 2 bottom nuts off the strut, and should be able to lift it up and out. I'm going to try to do it with one hand. All right, there we go. We've got our whole assembly out, and that is what it looks like without the strut in place. So now that we've got our strut taken out, we're going to use our Amazon spring compressor kit that we got and compress that spring, and then we can take that top nut off. Alright, we've got our spring compressed. You can see how far I've squeezed it down. It's these 3 center coils here that are compressed the most compared to these ones that are not under tension. So it's compressed down but quite a bit. Took the 18mm nut off the top, then this whole assembly comes off. Should be able to take the middle out, and we need to get to the bottom here to put our new spacer in. Alright, I've got that bottom spacer right in behind this plastic boot. Slid the whole thing back over the top, and then all I've got to do is tighten this top bolt down, and I can take the spring compressors off. Alright, I've dropped the spring back in place, the strut rather. I've got the new top plate on. That spacer goes right on there. Then I'm gonna have to get it back in there. So I kept the spring compressors on for now to try to help me get it in there better. Then once I get it inside the socket, then I'll take the spring compressors off. All right, I've got the 3 new top nuts on. It came with the new nuts. There's the old ones right there. 3 more in the package for the other side. But I got the 2 top nuts on. I've got the bottom ones underneath here back on. Now I'm going to assemble the control arm. and I'm sorry, the steering knuckle back in here, and we should be pretty much in business. I'm gonna be able to jack up the steering knuckle from below to get this bolt back into the knuckle. You're gonna have to pull down on this. Might take 2 people. I did it with one. Dang near pulled my shoulder out, but you're gonna get this down far enough and you're gonna have the nut on the bottom to just grab a thread. And then make sure it's not cross-threaded. Make sure you got a couple threads in there before you let go of the top. And then you can go ahead and start tightening that down. All right, I'm actually filming this the next day because I forgot to show you guys the final steps. I was so excited to put it back together. So if you see anything different, that's why. But basically, once you tighten up all your bolts, top and bottom, the next thing you did was you put this bolt on after you pulled this down to the knuckle, tightened up this bolt and torqued it properly, and then all you're gonna do is reconnect this brake line holder right here. That's the 10mm, and then on the other side, the sensor wire bracket there, that's an 8mm socket. Put those on, torque them, and then you're all set. Everything's back together. Put your wheel on, go do the other side, and enjoy the results of your now leveled out truck. All right, so here's the after picture, parked out on the street so that it's level. My driveway's slightly angled, but you can see that it's much more level there. Here's a view of before and after. The top picture was before, bottom picture is after. You can see it's later in the day. It took me about 3 hours to do this. You may go quicker, but I did a little bit of trial and error and I was trying to record at the same time. So just a lot, 3 to 4 hours just to be safe for this project so you're not left without a vehicle when you really need it. Here's the before and after of the ride height in the front, and you can see before it was 6 inches of clearance and now it's 8 inches afterwards. So I'm really happy with that. Even though it is a little bit tough to see in the pictures, it's rides so much differently now. I'm really happy with the way that it looks, and performance-wise, you know, I went over some pretty decent bumps in a parking lot. Everything works great, and I'm really happy with it. So I'll wrap this video up with one last shot of my beautiful 2020 White Ranger, and I hope you guys are enjoying yours. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Take care, guys.